John, great to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you.
Hey, just want to see how you feeling. Anything changed going into this off season?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Really took care of my arm this offseason. I wanted to make it to work as good as it can, and I got into a bunch of things, and I think I've improved it a lot, and it's feeling great so far in camp. I'm having a great time. It's been fun.
Well, it's funny because Buddy Black was talking to us the other day about how the starting pitching may be the key to this team this year, and that hasn't always been said at Coors Field. How cool is it to have that pressure on your right arm?
Oh, I like it. I love it, actually. We have the talent to do that, and the depth too, I believe. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how everything's going to come together. I know the talent's there. I just want to see everything put on display. If everybody does their part, we're going to be a really dangerous team, and I just really want to see what we're capable of.
Let other people ask questions, so I'll leave it at those two. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Thomas Harding, go ahead.
Hey, John, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you, Thomas?
All right. Hey, when you first came up with the Rockies and were breaking in, this team wasn't expected to do very much, and you guys ended up building a team that went to the playoffs a couple of years. Are you guys where you were when you first came in, or do you feel like you're a lot further down the road that people don't know? Where do you feel this franchise is as far as the ability to go out and expect to win this season?
I think if you take a simple look from the outside, it kind of looks similar, but I think a lot of things are getting overlooked. It's hard to see because so much is going on around us. It's big news, and but people don't realize that we have some 1-2 year guys that have really been a big impact and have a huge ceiling. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Talk about, if you could talk about what it's like to hear all the big news and also the rumors going into a season where a lot of the fans, when they hear it, it kind of turns them off. But how do you handle it as a player?
I don't really keep up with much, so it's not hard for me personally. But when camp and stuff starts to kick around, and it's kind of a lot harder to put that to the back of your mind. I guess it's more in front of you every day, and you're going to see more of it and hear more of it. But it's a different time in baseball. It feels like things are sure different, but I still think we're in a good spot, and I'm really happy with who we got here, and I think we have all the talent in the world. So I just want to see what we can make of it.
Emily, how do you handle, especially the last few years, definitely the last couple, where you really felt good going into them, and then in 19 it was late, but last year it was kind of in the middle. Injuries cropped up. I mean, how do you put that out of the back of your mind and say, wait a second, I can take the good from this and move that forward?
At least personally for myself, that was something I really wanted to take care of. There's been 2, almost 3 seasons where injuries have really cut me short or cut me down, and I've always wanted to be like a horse for this team, to be a guy that throws 200 innings a year, and that's something I'm still trying to do. So I'm working for that, picking up what works and leaving what doesn't, and just keep moving on and learning more about myself.
Finally, now that you're healthy now, how much do you change the way you attack hitters? Is there certain things that you're working on that maybe you can incorporate this year that maybe people haven't seen?
There's been some big improvements. I'm not sure if there's going to be a huge change on how I'm going to pitch, but I think certain pitches are going to be a lot better and used more than they were. So I think curveball is going to be a big pitch this year, and I'm looking for my fastball to tick up too.
Very much, John.
Thank you.
Patrick Saunders, go ahead.
Hi, John. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Curious, have you gotten to know Daniel Bard very well? The second part of the question is, I know that you put a lot of thought into the mental aspect of the game, and given that, what is your admiration level for what Daniel Bard has been able to do to resurrect his career?
Yeah, I've gotten to know Daniel pretty well, and especially towards the end of last year. It's amazing to see what he's done. For him to feel like the way he did, where it seemed like everything was lost, and for him to come back and have fun, and that's what it seems to be the most when I talk to him, is like his ability to have fun at the field now. I think that's huge, because I don't have that a lot of times. I'm really hard on myself, and sometimes I can take my identity as a baseball player into real life and forget about myself. So it can be hard to shut that off and to get the best out of yourself, and not make it too much. So, but just the biggest thing I hear him say is just his ability to have fun now, and I think it's such a great thing.
And one more from me, John. When you watched Daniel pitch, and when you saw him pitch last year, what stuck out to you? He was really cool out there. He was really calm. And I would have never known his past, just knowing him that year. I would have never have known anything that would happen, just judging by the way he threw last year. He was completely collected, calm. Didn't let the game take him one way or the other. He was out there doing his thing, and it was really fun to watch. So thanks, John.
Nick Croak. Nick.
Hey, John. Since you came up in 2015 and really especially since 2017, the team has really been set basically year to year. We basically knew who everybody was and who was coming back. And now, especially after the Nolan trade, does it feel like, just in a general sense, does it just kind of feel sort of like things are changing around there a little bit?
Yeah, it does actually. It does feel like things are changing a little bit. The team doesn't look much like it used to. There's still some familiar faces around, and guys that I've even played with, since back in my rookie ball days that are here now. So it's a mixture, but there's a lot to like here, and I think it's going to be a really, really good team. And I think we're going to shock a lot of people too. I don't think people are going to realize how good we are.
It's weird because sometimes, I mean, no offense, it just sometimes it's like you're still a guy who just debuted. It doesn't seem that long ago, but do you feel like you're kind of somebody to in a lot of ways you're kind of a bridge sort of through this change, into this change, because you've been around now for a little while. People come to you to not ask about the old days, but they know that you've been around and you know how it goes and what's up. Do you feel like that kind of guy?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, for sure. Even as of day one, it was like, what field do we go to? What are we doing here? But it's been like, I feel like I just take one step further each year, and I feel more familiar. I feel better about being where I'm at. More. I just feel more on top of things, I guess. And I just feel more and more like that each year, and I love where it's going, and I feel like this year's been a really big step.
Thanks, dude.
No worries.
All right, thank you, John. That's all the questions we have. Appreciate you coming on here this morning.
Thanks for having me.